Hey, what's going on, guys? GoMegaGames here. I didn't make web scraping videos for quite a bit of time recently, but I got a quite pretty interesting request from my client not very long time ago, and it's still regards to real estate properties, believe it or not, which is quite pretty predictable, obviously. But the site is different, and it's not the real estate site. It's the site to store the data for all the rental, some sort of a rental history for property. So I would rather just show you this. So we just pick up postal code from United Kingdom. We got this sort of a table in return with the pagination, and we need to navigate through the address and try to scrape every single every tiny little detail here that is available, literally all of this data. And the site seems to be quite pretty scrapable, so I decided it might be interesting to have a look at this project. I mean, this would be a live session completely, so I think this might be interesting in terms of general web scraping techniques and things like that. But it also has so this was the beta version, which also scrapable, but not really that easy basically. So I will go to their previous version instead, which has exactly the same data, but here it would just enter the source code. It already appears directly as the part of the URL. So in the previous version, we needed to kind of extract the verification token from the request, from the response, make it every time, and then make an post request to generate the specific code to get this sort of a table. While here in the previous in their default version, we can just specify the postal code straight ahead and get this sort of a table immediately, and then just get in there, and that's kind of it. So without further ado, let's actually start. And again, like, I would have been making this project completely from scratch because the structure of a site is a little bit different compared to real estate property sites. So I think this would be interesting to see the process of creating a real world web scraper from scratch in details, basically. And after this video ends, I will send the code that we'll come up with to my client, and I hope it would be working. Well, obviously there might be some corrections, but that doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so I want to start with creating a new folder for a project. So I just call it gov.uk, and okay, like this. So here we would be having the output folder, like I always do, and instead of like usually the real estate property project contains up to, I don't know, from 2 to 4 files, like for residential rent sale, commercial rent sale, but this only only rent data. So I just call it history. History rent.py, and I think this is it. The only line of code that I would be grabbing from some whatever of my previous projects would be the file name, because I obviously don't really remember that by heart. So that's the file name. So the idea behind this line, we're just using current date and time and formatting it specifically to name the file. That's kind of it. So, okay. This is it. Okay. So this would be a script to scrape history rent let's say rand history, or rand history data from gov.uk. Okay. Yeah, I think this is it. So let's start with the packages and provide our basic framework. So I need to say import scrapey from scrapey.crawler import crawler process to be able to run this scraper from within a Python script. And from selector, sorry, from scraping, what am I, oh my god, so many typos. From scrapey selector import selector. Not sure if I would be using that, but most likely I will, so that might be just fine. Then we want to create this history rand class. So class history rand. It would be inheriting from the scrapey.spider, which is the general purpose crawler. And let's pass it for a while. And finally, I want to create the main driver by simply saying if name equals to main. So this line is needed to distinguish between running the script directly and using it as a module while being imported to somewhat a bigger project. So if we run it directly, this code would fire. If we imported this as the module, this code won't fire. That's the difference. So name. So here I just simply want to run my scraper. So I want to create the process variable that would be equal to the instance of the crawler process, and then I say process.crawl, and the class name would be the argument here, and finally saying process.start, and that's kind of it. So well, I just put the file name here. I'll get rid of this later on. Okay, so let's open the terminal in the current working directory to make sure this is typo error free. So Python 3 and history rand.py. Okay, oh my god, what do I, oh, must have a name. Okay, yeah. So scraper name, and name equals history. Let's just call it history. This doesn't matter in particular. Okay, so it seems like the scraper is alive, so from now on we can move further. So first I would probably set custom settings. So and just say concurrent requests per domain. Let's keep it 2, and crawl delay would be equal to 1 second. Okay, and also I want to provide some custom headers. User agent would be literally enough in this case, so just create this headers dictionary and specify the user agent that would be equal to whatever I have in my browser. So just invoking the developer tools here and go into network tab, just update the page to get whatever request, and I just want to grab my user agent from here. copy and paste. Just hold on a sec, guys. I just want to make sure that I didn't forget how this custom settings are done, basically. Just hold on a sec. So custom settings, concurrent requests per domain, download delay. Oh, sorry, it's called, I filled something wrong. So it's called not crawl, it's called download delay. So I feel like something wrong there. So download delay. I was reusing this code so many times that I actually, to be honest, I forgot the setting name. I just forgot the setting name. Okay, we got the headers, and now regarding the crawling logic itself. So we need a list of postal codes, UK postal codes, in order to loop over them and generate this like links to get this like requests. And this would be the first layer of crawling. The second layer of the second crawling layer would be to loop over the range of pages. I'm not sure how exactly I'm supposed to be doing this at this moment. And the last crawling layer would be to crawl through within every page, to crawl through all of this listing details, and then try to extract all the data possible. So it's quite pretty lots of work to do here, but I think this should be fun. Okay, so first of all, I just need to grab the list of UK postal codes. I have them in my rightmost scrapers project. So postcodes. Yeah, so here we got a postcodes. So I just want to copy this file and okay, and paste it here. Okay, so the very first thing we need to do is to upload this postal codes and loop over them. Okay, so let's go for it. So I think now it's time to provide what is known as the crawler's entry point, and there is the standard method called def start requests, and it takes only the self argument, nothing else. And what I want to do here is to load postal codes from the file, basically, or optionally, maybe I could have make it no, let's make it I think I could have made it in while initializing the constructor, but yeah, that's I just make it directly here. So here, just let's create the post codes list like this, and so here we'll have list to store post codes, open post codes file. So with open and postcodes.json. Well, I don't even need this. I think I can parse it to, yeah, I just can parse it to JSON. So I can say import JSON. Yeah, I don't even need these postal codes, probably. Or at least I can create them in a little bit different way. Okay, so with open postcodes.json as file, and I want to say postcodes equals to f.rate, and also I want us to parse it. So I want to parse postcodes to Python dictionary to dictionary. Okay, to list of to let's just make it parse, and that's enough. Parse postcodes So just simply say JSON.loads and whatever is there. I hope this is gonna be error free. And if I did everything correctly, I can now loop over post codes, and this would be the very first initial loop here. So for post code, for let's say for item in post codes, I just want to print an item. If I run this code, it would give me an error because, just hold on a sec when I close my previous session. It would give me an error because I'm not literally crawling anything, but it's, at very least it should be printing the list of postal codes. So let's have a look. Okay, name postcodes not defined. Excuse me. Oh, maybe I just should make it. Hold on a sec, just the wrong indentation. Okay, just what I said because we're not crawling through anything. Yeah, but at the very least we have our postcodes, which is kind of good. And I'm just wondering, do we have always a single postcode or a double as well? I think this is the single one. Yeah, this is nice. This is very nice. So I need print a night. Okay, postcode like this. Yeah. And now we would be using these postcodes to generate this like link to get some sort of a response, having the list of addresses we want to crawl through later on to extract the data. Okay, so here I can simply say that the postcode is equal to item postcode. So here I want to extract postcode. What else? And also I want to generate link to crawl, and let's say maybe, yeah, let's just call it URL would be equal to, and now copy paste. Well, I'm a little bit not sure regarding this page 1. So, is this okay? So it seems still working, right? So we'll probably get rid of this page 1 for now. Okay. And instead of a postal code, well, in this case, I think that I just can make it like self-base URL in this case. So base URL, and this one. So I can simply say self.base URL plus postcode. And let's print our URL to make sure it's being generated correctly. And I just want to pick up some random one. Well, obviously there might not be data available for current given postal code, but still, just as a proof of concept, I just want to make sure that kind of gives the response. So is there any information for this postal code? It gives an error. Well, again, like it might not be because, oh, okay, I'm just, so I tried this DA1. let's search for TA1. Okay, here it is, here it is. So I know for sure that this was working, so hold on a sec. So they returned something, but why does it give this error? Hold on a sec, this is a bit weird. Maybe it doesn't mean error, I don't know. Okay, but anyway, it seems like it did return the proper valid response here as well. Well, it seems to be working well, not sure, but it seems to be working just fine. Okay. Okay, and now we need to crawl through postcodes, crawl through next postcode like this. And I can simply say yield scrapey.request and a bunch of parameters. So URL would be equal to this URL. So this URL is a keyword argument. This URL is a particular link to crawl through. So URL equals to URL. Headers equals to self.headers. This line is needed in order to use the user agent that we've specified. Okay. Also I want to create this file name finally. Okay, I just don't really probably yeah, I just remember why did I yeah, in early versions I was sending this file name through along with the request, but yeah, it seems like later I've invented to store it as a global class variable, so I could have make use of it while writing the okay, yeah, it seems like, yeah. So let's say initialize file name, and this would be called not residential rent but history rent. Okay. And in this case the only thing we need is the callback function, and it would be called self.parse. What are we supposed to be parsing later on? Parse pages, I guess, right? Yeah, parse pagination. I want during the debugging process, I just want to break here. So okay, so parse pagination callback function. Again, like for those of you who might be confused, like what this callback means, this means that's because of the asynchronous nature of HTTP requests that Scrapey is making use of. So this request, all these requests are sent asynchronously, and as soon as the request fires, like finishes its as soon as it gets the response, it should fire the callback function. And now we just need to specify one. So dev parse pagination, and it takes the self instance followed by the response object. So I just want to let's sprint the response just to make sure that the status code is okay, and just parse pagination. I just want to make sure that it kind of works at very least. Okay, name date time is not defined. Okay, I just want to import the date time as well. Okay. Yeah, the 200 response seems to be quite pretty nice. And what I want to do now is, well, I just want to find the total number of pages. Well, in my early implementations, I was kind of trying to crawl through the next page if available, but that was working a little bit unstable and took quite complicated code to consider. So I'm wondering, so if I just go to this last, can I actually, hold on a sec. So now it's time to make use of the scrapey shell. So I can make the request once, and then working with the response until come up with a proper selector to extract the information I need, and the information I need is the total number of pages. So let's fetch this URL first. Okay, and let's view response to make sure that this is exactly the response I have. Okay, but I can see, okay, no, here is the last. Okay, so I'm just wondering, if I just inspect this last page, class page link and last, I'm just wondering, well, maybe I can filter it using the list comprehension. A class page link. So yeah, let's try to make some data extraction. So hold on a sec. Okay, so I want to say response.css. We're looking for an A tag with the class equals to page link, and I don't actually need the link itself. I just need to okay, let's try the attribute of href. Just wondering, did I spell something wrong? Oh, page link, so link from the lowercase. Okay. Yeah, I think I can split by this end page equals. Okay, so get all. Now let's make use of the list comprehension. So pages for pages in, or let's say link for link in this sort of stuff, and I want to say link dot split by and page equals, and I want to have the very last element. Okay, and now also I want to make it integer. Okay, and now I can say simply max, and here is the total number of total pages. Okay, so here is our link. Here is our code to extract the total pages. Right? Yeah, I think this is it. Another question: do I really need to pass the postal code along with this data? So do we have the postal code being available on the list in itself? Post code. Well, I see some, but address. Well, we could have probably extract this from address to have the particular postcode instead of the postcode group. Yeah. So yeah, would be extracting that from the listing page. Okay, so we want to extract the number of total pages. So total pages equals another code that we came up with. So here it is. Can I make it like so? I think I can. Yeah, this should be working. And one last thing, I just want to enclose this within the try except statement. So except, so if this last is not available, that means that there are no pagination, no pages to crawl, and we just set total pages equal to 1 in this case. Okay, and I just want to print total pages and total pages like this. Okay, let's rerun the scraper again and see what happens. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me, what did I do wrong? Oh, invalid syntax. Okay, hold on a sec. I feel a little bit confused. What kind of... Oh, man. What kind of illegal syntax were they talking about? Okay, so... Oh, whoa, we have total pages equals to 1. This is a little bit strange. AB10. Does it really have... Well, it might be... Hold on a sec. Was it always returning the... No results. Well, this is interesting. Yeah, probably just an unfortunate postal code that we don't have information for. So in my postcodes, I just want to start from this DA1. Okay. Just want to start from the DA1, and now it should give me the 26 total pages. Yeah, okay, so that was just the postal code that didn't have any results at all. I'm just wondering, should I be worried about that? No, probably not, because it just won't be capable of extracting this table and just skips itself. Okay, so I think I cannot be worried. Okay, and so we got 26 total pages, which is fine. And now we need to generate the pagination links to crawl through. So by simply attaching page number to the URL, to whatever URL we got from the response. Okay, so now we want to loop over the range of pages. So I can simply say for page in range, and I'm using this total pages. What a little bit confuses me, yeah, let's say from 1 to total pages. So just to make sure, maybe total pages plus 1 would be more appropriate. Well, let's see. I don't remember by heart, so I want to print page. Well, actually, okay. Let's actually generate next page to crawl through. So next page would be equal to response.url plus and page equals plus and stringifying the page counter and print the next page. Yeah, let's have a look. So yeah, it ends up with a page 25, and we need to say pages +1 to crawl through all the 26 pages. But anyway, I just want to make sure that the link is kind of alive. So it's copy. Oh, what have I done? And well, basically, let's copy the very or no. Let's try whatever. Okay, so gets the page, which is good. Okay, but the very first one we need is the page 1. Okay. Okay, so I'm just seeing that the initial response didn't have page 1 in it. So as far as we append this page 1, it starts kind of being a new link. Otherwise, it would be given the request duplication error, and would be in that case we should have change in duplication, the duplicating filter. I don't remember the particular command keyword argument for that within the scrapey request argument list, but well, anyway, that doesn't matter because it seems like we're not going to be getting that error. So yeah, page 1, and well, in theory it should be capable of crawling through the next page now. So the next thing I want to do, I want to crawl through the next page, and now we can say response.follow, or hold on a sec, as far as we have a normal link, we can even use the scrapey request again. So yield scrapey, or no, yes, let's use response follow, response.follow, and here okay, so the URL would be equal to the next page. Headers are the same, equals to self.headers. And now the callback function would be equal to self.parse. Well, probably we can call it parse addresses, as far as we would be parsing these links for addresses and then crawling through them. Parse addresses. Oh my god, did I spell addresses correctly? I really hope so. Sorry, just this is the production code. I just want to make sure it's error free. I mean, type in errors. Addresses, well, seems to be fine. Okay. Okay. So parse addresses, yeah, and so break here, and again, like for now, I just want to break from the first page because again, like, just don't really want to torture this target server while debugging the scraper. So here we have the parse address callback function, and def parse address takes the self instance followed by the response object again, same stuff. And just to make sure that it kind of fires, I want to print that we have this parse address and the response code to make sure it's 200 still, which means okay. Okay, self-parse addresses. Did I misspell? Oh. Let's make it just parse address like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. Good. So it seems like, yeah, we did this. Now we're at page 1. And again, like you might wonder, like we've already been here, but again, like first we need to crawl through the range of pages, and then within every page we look over the addresses. So I hope that makes sense. Now, in order to get these links, I could have actually. I just want to make. I just want to use scrape shell again to write the selector properly. So let's fetch, and so let's start straight ahead. So address href. Is this the only address stack or not? I'm not sure, but we'll now try to figure that out. So response.css, we're looking for address tag, and within that we're looking for an a tag, no parameters, just the bare a tag, and the attribute of href, and I want to get all of them. Well, it seems to be like so. Yeah, it seems to be like so. And whenever we fire response follow to this address, it should be given the proper response in return. Okay, guys, so this is good idea. This is good news for us. So I just grab this line, copy. And here I want to loop over, hold on a sec. Yeah, loop over addresses, let's say extracted. Well, let's start with just to be a little bit more explicitly clear. So let's first extract addresses. So address is equals to this line, and now we can simply say for address in addresses, and let's just simply print the address to make sure it kind of works. Okay, I won't be closing this, or no, actually we'll close this. Okay, so I hope to see the list of addresses. Yeah, it seems to be just fine, and in this case we can simply say crawl through next address. So I can simply say yield response.follow. Well, I really hope this response follow would work here actually, and the URL would be equal to address, right? And the headers equals to self.headers, same stuff, and callback equals to self.parse. I usually call it parse listings, parse listing like this. Okay, and also I want to break as far as it's not a production yet, so break after the first address. And the very last method, but the most important one because it's a matter of data extraction, which is the purpose of web scraping, we need to create our parse listing callback method, and I simply say dev parse listing, takes the self instance followed by the response object as always, and here print, so parse listing and the response. So it's the what kind of level of crawling? Yeah, so this is the first level, the second level, third. So it would be the fourth level of crawling already. Okay, doesn't matter. So let's have, now I hope to get this, so it goes to parse listing in particular. Okay, perfect, and I got the response from here. So the next step to consider, again, like in order to avoid torturing the target server, I just want to store the response locally. Store response locally. I will get rid of this code in production, obviously, but for debugging purposes, it's incredibly good idea to store it. Well, some guys prefer to use some scraper-specific functions to cache requests, but it's too long for me to dive into the documentation and look for that functionality. When I can just simply store the response to the file. So I can simply say with open and just call it response.html. I want to write to the file stream as f and simply say f.write and response.text, and that's it. So now it should create a file res.html here, and from now on we'll be working with this local instance of our data that we're supposed to be scraping. So this is it, this is the entire data. It seems to me it looks like a little bit different. Well, I understand that no CSS stylings, but just want to make sure. So 108 Dartford Road, Dartford, DA1 3ER is this? Yeah, it seems to be like, oh, so it's just a matter of CSS classes to print this, I believe. Okay. Yeah, it might be a little bit of an issue to extract the data. I didn't yet look at the source code, but yeah. Okay, so I'll keep them both, basically, because they're literally the same. But if it happens that there is some data available here that is not available in our local copy, we'll easily keep track of that, if this is ever to happen. Okay, so now we don't need to parse response locally anymore, so just get rid of this, and instead we want to load local response, and I can simply say with open and res.html as f, and now I want to do what I call personally fake response object. So I can simply say, so I'm using my response variable, and in order to being able to say like response.css, right? So I just want to turn this response into a scrapey selector. So you can simply say selector and text equals to f.read. That's it. So from now on we can say things like response.css and further on. Okay, also as long as we would be debugging our data extraction logic, I don't really want a scraper to start, so we won't be torturing the target server. Instead, I want to call this parse listing directly. So I just take my history rent. So here I just say debug data extraction. So our scraper name dot, calling this parse listing method, I'm passing the instance of our scraper and empty response because we changed this here. Okay, and now it should be, let's print parse local, so it just should print to us gonna parse local, and that's kind of sort of it. Okay. So at this moment, we don't yet have this. We don't yet have our scraper loading, and we just. Sorry, guys. Just my wife is dancing in the room nearby, and that distracts me a little bit. I'm sorry for that. Oh, I can concentrate. Okay, so parse local. Okay, so just try to not get distracted. So from now on, we'll be working within this parse listing method, and we'll be extracting all the data available there. So let's have a look. Well, just hold on a sec, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. Okay, so let's create extracted features. So I just create the features dictionary. I usually call it kind of features, and now we would go for all of this stuff available here. So starting from property reference, case number, and all this, literally all of this data, we can see. Oh my god, so many data. Is this really? It's really the same. Yeah, it seems like. Okay. Oh, this DD tags again. Oh my god, section 1. Do you at least distinguish by the sections? Yeah, thank god it distinguishes by the sections. Okay, DL. Okay. What? I'm not sure if I really need. Okay, let's scrape everything. So rent register decision. Okay, rent register decision, and we're looking for response.css div class, div tag with a class equals to this stuff. We want to search for h3, right? And the text, and get. And now also I want to say print JSON.dumps just to print this features and indentation equals to spaces. Okay. Response. Okay, so we got this. Hold on a sec. Oh. So let's make it. Well, I'm just wondering, is this going to be different every time? Probably not. So we can. Yeah, I can split by this parenthesis in this case. So I can split by the parenthesis, take the last element, and also I want to start from 0 to -1 to strip the latest, to strip the last parenthesis. Okay, now it's much better. Okay, so let's move on here. So the next then, property reference. Property reference. property reference, response, CSS. Well, maybe it won't be that easy to do directly. Maybe I'll need to some additional logic, but let's see what I can do. Okay. Inspect. So DL section 1, I think, well, anyway, let's say DL with an ID equals to section 1, right? Well, let's try to extract all the text just to make sure that it is there. I just want to see the text, if any, like all the data. That would be split in that. Yeah, it seems like all the text is available. Yeah, that's good. So, row 1, row 2. Or hold on a sec, maybe I can just, section 1, maybe I just, hold on a sec. Can go for a little hack here. As far as the data is well structured, I can extract the feature name from this DT tags, right? Hold on a sec. So this would be much faster, to be honest. So extract, I don't know how to call it. Let's say extract sections. So let's say section 1 equals to response CSS and DL ID equals to section 1, and this would be the list of selectors. So by the way, how many, maybe as far as if they are all the same, I can extract all the sections basically. That would save the time significantly. Section 2. Complex. So yeah, this is already a different. Hold on a sec. I can just. How many DL tags out there? Section 4. Well, this is interesting. Oh, maybe here. Well, I think anyway it might be worse off doing like this. So it's extract all the sections, then loop over sections. So for section in sections, and well, let's first just want to print section dot CSS. I'm looking for DT tag, right? DT text get. So property address. Oh, it only comes for the first one. Oh, I just want, hold on a sec. Just want to get all. Not exactly. Hold on a sec. Or is it application made by, okay, property registration. No, I need this property. Address description outside. Okay, address description outside. So it might be. Oh, maybe case number registration. No, yeah, this seems to be. Oh, here is one little hidden guy as well. Registration number. Okay, yeah, so this, it seems to be fine, surprisingly. So, let's say features, and I'm using this. No, I can't do it. I can't do it like so. It's a little bit. Hold on a sec. Loop over section, let's say. Over section entries. So for or items. For item in section dot css, and we're looking for this dt tag, dt, and let's print item css text dot get. Okay, and now these guys would be the feature keys, and the dd tags would be the feature values. I think that's the way to go. Okay, so I can simply say now, well, at least I hope so. So features dot, no, not dot, features. So this would be the key, and oh, okay, hold on a sec. It's a little bit not like so. Yeah, not that fast. So I just need to make another little trick here. So let's say feature keys and feature keys, and this would be a list. Keys and feature vals, like this, keys and vals. So here I can say feature dot keys, feature keys dot append, and item dot css text get, and also I want to loop over so here let's say over item keys, and here over item values, and here it would be dd tag. Okay, and now first let's make sure that the length is the same. So length feature keys and length feature values. What? Are you kidding me? Oh, sorry. Feature vals. 34 and 34, which is absolutely fantastic. But anyway, just to make sure it would be working, would be using the values as the values is range, because we would rather drop the key if it's not available, but if we drop well, I'm not sure how to better doing this. Well, maybe not. Okay, now loop over keys and values range. So for index in range from no, not from, just okay, let's take feature keys here. The data structure should be fine every time. Over the range of feature keys, and let's print feature keys indexed by the index and the feature values indexed by the index. What? Oh, sorry. The length of feature keys. Okay, and now it seems like, yeah, property 16, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, case number FR0028. Yeah, seems to be a registration error. Can't. Okay, and this means that from now on we can finally say features equals to this sort of stuff, and just say store, well, let's say append features, and now all our features should be available within the feature list. Okay, I'm not sure about probably this is fine. So yeah, now our data set already looks like much better here. So we have the description, the address. Well, we even have the address and description. Oh my god, this is so cool. This is so cool. Okay, yeah. The only thing to consider, we could have trying to strip actually both of them. So let's strip both of them to make sure that no extra new line spaces, whatever characters. Strip. Oh, sorry, what have I done? Nope. What have I done? It's not done like this. Features index dot strip. Okay. Dot strip. Okay, now it seems like much better data set. Okay, so the very last thing I want to make 100% sure about is whether we actually did manage to get all the data, because I'm not sure if this all is about the sections. If it is so, a location of liability for repairs. Do we have this? Allocation, oh my god, yeah, we have this allocation for liability. So did we actually scrape the entire data now? Yeah, this seems a little bit too easy, but at the same time it seems like we did. Yeah, sorry guys, I just really need to make sure it's not, if it was just a regular tutorial I would probably just drop here, but as far as I'm gonna be I'm supposed to get paid for this work, I just really need to make sure that all the data is scraped properly. Amount of, well, at least it seems to be so. Okay, let's just go one by one then. So rent register decision, got. Case number, got. Why doesn't play this number in reference? Not done. Well, okay, it doesn't matter. Premises, address, done. Register description, done. Outside garden done, registration number done, R3 166. That's a little bit different number, I guess. Hold on a sec, maybe this is just that was it? Is it the same? Hold on a sec. I'm a little bit confused by the registration number. It seems to be a bit different. Registration area can't. Registration R3. 2 5. Well, the number doesn't match for some reason, but what about here? Oh, so it has a different format. Hold on a sec. Just wondering where this scrape registration number kind of comes from. So do I use this one? 32668 at the end. Nope. It's a little bit unclear to me. Well, probably I won't be wasting your time, guys, for this tinkering here. Okay, so I'll definitely need to have a look at this registration number stuff. I don't know what this data means at all, so for me it's just data, but not as well for my clients, so I need to make sure. Okay, tenant, Mr. R. Reeves, tenant address, if different from above, not applicable, landlord's names, okay. Well, it seems to be scraped nicely. Tick box if cancellation application has been received. None. Okay. Well, quite a fun thing that it seems like it kind of works, believe it or not. So, well, obviously, I will still need to make sure it's error-free and all this stuff before I send this code in particular to my client. But before that, I just want to give it a try in terms of run the scraper for quite a bit of time to see how the data is going to get collected and if there are no errors. So the very last thing to consider, we want to write data to output file, and here I can say with open, and I'm supposed to be writing to output and plus self dot file name. Okay. I want to append to the file stream, right? Yes. As file and f.write. Well, first I will write them json.dumps features indentation equals to 2 spaces, but later I'll remove this because that's the request of my client. And also I want to append the new line at the end. This should work. So I'll now run this local part again. So excuse me, file name has no attribute. File name. Why doesn't it have the attribute of file name? Oh, that doesn't have because I didn't yet. I didn't initialize it because the crawler wasn't working. Okay, so another idea why we should actually start this. Also, Oh, okay. I also probably, yeah, probably I would also like to store the URL here. So I can say URL, and it would be equal to response.url. Okay. And maybe the post code as well, and we can extract the post code from the address. Okay. Extract post code. Yeah, by the way, all this sort of stuff, well, might be good idea to try accept it, but I'm not sure if I should be doing this. Otherwise I won't be writing anything literally. Okay, so let's say features dot post code. No, not dot. Features post code like this would be equal to features dot no, that's not a JavaScript. Features address, or how the heck is that called? Address from the capital. Okay. Address dot split by the comma. Take the last element and strip it. Save. Okay. And also we don't need to run this local stuff. I'll comment this out, but later on I'll just get rid of this. And now we need to invoke the scraper again. Excuse me. Okay. So should scrape the only file now. Nope, didn't scrape. Output. Oh, okay. I already have the output in, so I just need simply to say self file name. Already have that in the file name being precoded. Okay, history ran, so we got the only item. Well, this data set seems to be quite pretty tasty to me. Yeah, just need to make sure. Okay, so the postal code has been extracted, as you can see here. Also, the URL has been extracted. And one last thing that I know for sure that my client would ask me to do, I just want to make this ID. I just don't remember how I call this in my regular scrapers. Just have a quick look. Just have a quick look. How I encode this ID. Just like ID, okay. And I would be extracting this ID from the URL. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. Okay. History rent. So response.url.split by ID equals, and just grab the last one, the last element from the list. Okay, so let's run it one more time to make sure that ID is being extracted correctly. Okay, it's been extracted correctly. Okay, and what else? So postal code, URL, ID, and then all the data we have. Well, it seems to be just quite pretty nice. Seems so. Okay. Yeah, guys. So, well, probably, I now can try to get rid of all of my, getting rid of all of my break statements along the way, and try to give it a test run, just to see if some kind of error is about to be occurring. So maybe I should try accept something here. Maybe not. We'll see. So let's search for all the break statements. Just comment them out. Well, actually, I can get rid of them. Is this kind of it? It seems like this is it, really. Yeah. And just to make it a little bit faster, I will dare to get rid of this concurrent request per domain. Just to make it a little bit faster, and delete. And also, no, that's the very last thing to do would be to get rid of this indentation, because that's a request of my client. But for now, yeah, probably I keep it just for debugging purpose. Okay, let's sit back and enjoy the show to see how it's gonna be working now. If it is gonna be working. Okay, 200 responses so far, great. Okay, now it starts writing the files. And okay, with some errors. Okay, I think this is enough. So we had some errors, so now just have a look at them. Well, data seems to be quite pretty tasty to my eyes. Yeah, it seems to be just nice. Fine here. Okay. And what kind of errors do we have here? So wasn't capable of oh, okay. And can you tell me just want to have a look at the link result on the error. So it doesn't have the data, or well, the format is the same, so can't see any issues, to be honest. But yeah, probably of a slightly different formatting. But again, like, this shouldn't be. Yeah, the class doesn't matter. It's all DD and DD text. So what could have gone wrong there? So it seems like features were not extracted. So how do we extract the features? We say, so we loop over the sections. Okay, guys. Anyway, this is some sort of a minor error that actually can take even more time to process compared to the entire scraper, compared to the time taken to write the entire scraper. But it would already be not like related to web scraping itself, but more like just prettifying the stuff to make client happy. So I just don't really want to spend your time watching me struggling to make it perfect. It just, yeah, I just need to dig a little bit, and if I will start digging, I'll stop talking, and it might take several hours. Okay, so I just maybe just takes a couple of moments. I don't know. Anyway, I just need to switch my mode from CodeMechaKins's tutorial mode to CodeMechaKins's production mode. Let's say like so. But anyway, let's actually summarize the project. So this errors are minor. So the most of data has been extracted correctly. So we have all the 200 responses. So it has the same error. Well, the most simple stuff to consider is just to try sub this part, appended the features, or the entire stuff. So we just could have skipped those listings that are not working properly. In this particular project, this is fine because we just need lots of data. We don't care about if some particular piece actually is gonna get absent. So it's not a big deal. And most likely I will just try accept this, and that's connect, because the only thing matters in this project is the overall amount of data. So if it would be too hard to make that work, I'll just go for an easier way. But I just wanted to go. I just want to go for some tinkering from now on, just to make sure what else could have been done. But anyway, finally we have ended up with working scraper, believe it or not, and this is almost like the code that I'm supposed to be sending to my client, basically. And I'm sorry for not sharing this code because it's kind of private. Well, you can type this from screen, you're free to do that, but I'm not going to be sharing this in public, like on GitHub or something like that. Sorry for that, but that's the limitation for real-world web scraping projects I'm covering in live streams here on CodeMechaKins's channel. And again, like if you have a look at the output data one more time, see like it's quite pretty solid. Everything is just fine here. I'll just get rid of the indentation in my final version, so it would be kind of one-line JSON. So every kind of listing would be just one line, and then I'll just add some couple of wrapper scripts to make it easier for my client to run this stuff. So this is kind of it. Okay, guys. So this is it from my side. Basically, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I don't know. I was talking really quite a lot of time that at the moment I'm trying to switch completely to chess programming as the main job, basically. I didn't yet succeed in that so far, and unfortunately I'm starting getting too many requests from the clients to my email asking me to create some web scrapers for them, and don't really have lots of time for that. But recently I found a solution for that, so I would probably be redirecting some of the offers to Dr. Pi, because he's as good as me in web scraping, and he is more focused on web scraping than I am at the moment, so probably that would be a good idea. And well, that's basically it. So I think that is it. Okay, so this is it from my side. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you next time. Until next time. Okay, just take care, guys. Stay healthy.